Hi. This video will be mainly answering questions that I have received on emails. Um, this is November the 3rd. This is the late afternoon of the new moon, and we will be going out here before too long into the area of the backwoods back here that is where we have our medicine wheel. Um, the medicine wheel is a sacred space for us, and it's a combination of stones that have been brought in and aligned with the cardinal directions, and then with additional stones coming into an area in the center of it. And in that center area, we usually have that's the ham radio repeater kicking in there. Where we will have a fire, and we will come and be in the circle, and we'll use this time to where we have written out our prayers, things that we want to call to come into our lives over the next 14 days, and things that we're willing to work and strive for. And we will in turn announce out loud what we're calling for, what we're praying for. And then we will put it into the fire, which will be changing our desires from being in the material world and transforming it into the spirit world. Some of our members cannot come tonight and will not be participating in this, but they will still be participating in calling for what they want to happen in their lives at this mark of the new moon. Every night after this, the light that's coming from the moon is going to be a little larger than it was the day before. It will do this, continue to increase for 14 days, and for 14 nights we can look out and look at that moon and be reminded about what our goals have been, reminded and listening to see what inspirations we may end up being able to hear in the wind, that can promote and advance what we're calling for. I also had mentioned some of the runic marks that we have incorporated into use here in the Cherokee Nation, and I wanted to discuss another one of those marks. Here it is. This mark is Wanjo, but in the Cherokee, in its joy. In the Cherokee, it's not just joy. It's a special kind of joy. If all that is and all that ever has been, you put that all together, and this is an energy, this total thing. If you think of this being Wakantanka, then your connection to this is referred to as being Wakan. And you know, we believe that as we walk our paths and we walk our trails, um, Wakantanka sees, smells, enjoys life through us. This energy experiences. We're a piece of this. We're a part of this. We're a nerve end of the great spirit and the great mystery. And Uni Haley um, and Uni He is what some in our nation refer to it as. And this symbol is Hulihi. I can't remember the rest of it. But it has to do with this joyful connection. And so whenever we're calling for something to come into our life and we're wanting it to come, and when it gets here to be this joyful thing, it's more than just wishing for, something on your birthday candle. Comes from a combination of fighting. You have strived for this particular kind of joy. It's like water in the desert. It's like something, you use this symbol whenever you're calling for something that you have been deprived of at other times in your life, and that you hope that you're ready for it, and that with the help of the Great Spirit, of the all-knowing wisdom of all who have ever existed at any time, anywhere, this energy you're calling for this energy to bond with you and to help you achieve this. This is the level of joy that you're feeling with the bond and with the receiving and stuff of this. And so when we're calling for this, we're using this symbol. And we have said and we have thought about it. We're not just quickly going out and coming up with this. We have sat and meditated. We have listened to the wind, listened to the inner voice, and we know that it is time for us to bond with our Creator to achieve this next step, this previously unobtainable thing. And so I wanted to share this with you as a further explanation of what this simple mark stands for in our hearts and in our spirits, and what the depth that we use it as whenever we're using it, and what it was used long, long ago in the other cultures. Another one that we have talked about before is this one, which is like possessions, nourishment, good hunting. This is fulfillment. Now you're combining up then this one for that kind of fulfillment with this one, breaking through the barriers and the sense of that joy. Just think of yourself as being that individual maybe that's in the Sahara Desert and your mouth is cracking from the lack of water, and then the thing that previously blocked the water coming down a tube or off the side of a mountain, all of a sudden that barrier is gone. And this can only be achieved by this bonding between you and Great Spirit. And pow, there it is. And then the flush of the, oh, this tastes so good, so much better than if it had been available to me all along. But this is truly appreciated. This is the joy. This is calling for the fulfillment. putting these types of symbols and this type of energy into the things that you're calling for. And maybe you're not calling for anything. Maybe you're just calling for blessings into your life. You don't know whether it's going to be emotionally, whether it's going to be a love. You don't know whether it's going to be spiritually, where you've got that oneness, that wakan feeling with wakan tanka. You don't know whether it is, going to be a most excellent new job. You don't know what it's going to be. It's just you're saying, I am a child of this creation and I am ready to receive good blessings that is coming to me, and I will not just sit back and passively wait for other things to bring it to me. I'm going to get out there and I'm going to struggle for it. I'm going to try for it. I'm going to do all I can for it. And another symbol that we have used dealing with all of this is this one right here. This is strength. This is positive growth and change. This is, you may end up undergoing a death in your spirit of something, maybe some old habit that you have hung on to. And this one works really well in the waning of the moon as well, after the full moon, when the moon is decreasing and you're striving to get rid of things out of your life. This is a most excellent rune to incorporate to help you do that. This is giving you the strength to give up bad habits. This is giving you the strength to be ready for and to have coming to you good things, because you're ready to do what you got to do to be worth receiving all of this. Now, and then there's this one. This is the symbol for protection. But this is a special kind of protection. This isn't a hunker down, put shields up around you, separate you, make yourself invisible, This isn't that kind of protection. This is the kind of protection that you're actually receiving courage. This is the one that you stand up for. And this is the one that also comes and it's giving you, it's controlling your emotions. It's having you step outside of the emotional side of you. This is giving you the courage to go ahead and to do the right thing. This is telling you not to be babbling on with your desires and defending yourself, your protection type of a thing, because you're almighty and you're more right than everybody else. Now, this is where you're choosing your words carefully. You're walking gingerly down this path in your life, that this protection is there, but this protection is coming from giving you the power to choose your steps carefully, to walk through the valley of the shadow of death, and yet you are not fearing anything, because you know you are walking and that you have this mark that you are using to help give you the insight to be able to know that you need to deal with whatever that thing is, instead of hiding away type protection, that you're standing up and you're going to have to interact with the world. You're going to have to interact with the boss. You're going to have to interact with the court hearing. You're going to have to interact with that thing from the outside that is messing with you, that has got its sights on you. And yet, outside of the box, outside of your emotional self, outside in a way of away from fear and away from anger and away from, oh, pitiful me, you're going to calmly be able to deal with this. Like a warrior is dealing with an attack, but it's all happening in slow motion. So you have time to think clearly in your moves, to sidestep here and to go, that way there. To choose your path wisely is what this level of protection is calling for. These are symbols that you can arrange in the 4 directions inside your circle or inside your medicine wheel. We put, in most cases, this in the north because we're using this level of protection, and this level of courage is coming from the direction of wisdom. Snow comes from the north. It's white. Elders who have acquired wisdom, their hair is white. You can think of those things to connect, to think wisdom is in the north. And you can have this symbol and you can be facing the north whenever you're calling for and you're wanting to hear the wisdom of the elders that can give you the insight and the calmness to deal with the things that you need to deal with. The strength that you're getting from this one, the extra strength to overcome, to get rid of whatever it is inside of you that has kept your goals away. This is giving you the strength, and you are calling upon all the wisdom of your ancestors and the retrospect of realizing what's kept this good thing from happening before. Those type of things that you can get out of the West. This is in the west of the medicine wheel. And if you was working with just it, you would be facing the west. You would be interacting with the west. You'd be calling upon the spirits of the west, your good ancestral spirits, your animal spirits of the west, to help you have this level of what is needed, of strength to be able to do what you need to do. Which one? Okay, this one. We talked about this one once before, but this one is dealing with the South. This level of nourishment and fulfillment and things, if you stop to think of it, in the cycles of the year, the sun comes up from the south, up until blesses the area that you're in, and then it returns to the south. As it comes up, it brings forth food, it brings forth the animals, it brings forth good hunting, it brings forth all kinds of prosperity as far as nourishment, satisfaction, and stuff. And so if you're wanting to be able for the herd to come, if you're wanting to find all of these possessions as things that you want to come to you, you're dealing with the South. And so you're dealing with this symbol. And so you can stand facing the South and know what you're calling for. Know what you're wanting to come into your life. You're wanting that better job. If you're doing this just on one level in the medicine wheel, and we'll talk about upper levels of the medicine wheel, think of the whole medicine wheel, and then there is a circle, a smaller circle that's just in each one of these 4 directions. But this is dealing with the South. And the joy is like the light that comes in the morning. This is dealing with the East. And standing with this one in the East, and that one in the South, and the other one in the West, and the one in the North, all at the same time. Tonight's one of those times when you can sit and send yourself there and say, Creator, here I am. I am honest, I am open-hearted, I am thankful for everything that I've received, and I am ready for more blessings in my life. I will be able to deal with this. And it's a good thing. And it won't just be for me. This is not a selfish thing. This is for me and all my relation. This is for me and being able to make the right decisions for not just me, but for my children and for my parents and for my aunts and uncles and for all my relation that goes out further than that. You know, this is for the winged ones and for the four-leggeds and all the other things that we could discuss and depths that we could discuss. Anyway, I've probably carried on long enough, so get your stuff together, smudge yourself real good. Go out, and if you don't do anything else, just take a stick and draw a circle on the ground and sit down and just sit and think and reduce your thoughts and listen. Listen to that inner voice. Listen to your ancestors. Listen to your spirit guides. Listen to Wakantanka and hear the truths and what is best for you at this new beginning in this new moon. Blessed be.